Hey guys, and welcome to this class where we're going to be focusing all on our hips, our thighs, our quads, getting ourselves nice and stretched for a peak pose of pigeon pose. So whatever variation you get yourself into, this can be an intense hip opener. So you just take it at whatever pace you need, modify as and when you need to. And if you need a blanket or a rolled up towel or anything like that, that's quite firm to place under your hips when we get to the peak pose, then go ahead and grab it. Just keep it nearby so you can use it when you need to. I'll be using one to show you how you can use it and bring it into the pose if you need. So whenever you're ready, just find yourself on your mat, get comfortable. We'll meet in a seated position. Welcome back. Hopefully you're feeling good and you're ready to hit the mat and hit your practice. I've got myself a rolled up blanket. That's all I'm going to be using today as a prop, mainly for supporting my hips. Okay, so wherever you kind of find yourself, you can grab yourself one of those, and we're going to start in a seated position where this can actually become very helpful. You can take a seat on that blanket. We'll start with a small meditation, get ourselves comfortable. So once you've raised those hips, you feel a bit more length in your spine. Take a moment here just to enjoy a deep breath or two into your belly, your chest and your shoulders. And as you exhale, just sigh it all out through your mouth. Let it go. Bringing the eyes to a close if they feel the invitation. And just giving yourself a breather here to check in, to calm yourself, get yourself ready for your practice. We're going to be working a lot on our hips today, so if this is a problem area for you, just be kind, be patient. Modify if you need to. And just take this moment in this meditation to remind yourself that your body is wherever it is today, and that's okay. There's no pressure to push it beyond its limits. There's no pressure to look a certain way. As you're in the comfort of your very own home or wherever you find your practice today. So just take your time and take it easy. As we take one or two more breaths here. Just sigh it out through your mouth and just let it go. Release any of that residual anxiety. And then we'll slowly start to just wiggle our fingers, blink the eyes open if they've gone to a close. And we'll take ourselves into that seat. But if you do need to wiggle your ankles out, your feet, then go ahead. Give yourself that chance just to let go of any strain that may have happened there in the toes, the ankles. And then we're going to return back to that cross leg, that easy seat Sukhasana. We're going to start warming up our hips as we inhale to lengthen through our spine, sit tall. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing the hands in front, going as far as feels comfortable, working first with the hands nice and close, and then turn your tailbone towards the back of the room. Giving yourself a nice length in your spine, draw your belly in, and maybe exhale, forward fold. going a little bit further into that pose. Taking a breath or two here, just warming up our hips. And then on your next inhale, we'll very slowly bring ourselves all the way back into that seat. And we'll swap the ankles around, so switching the shins, bringing the opposite shin in front now. Maybe feeling a bit wonky there, that's okay. As we inhale to lengthen, as we exhale, first take the hands out. And then inhale to curl your tailbone back, bring your heart forwards. Exhale, forward fold, going as deep as feels comfortable. Walking the hands all the way out if it feels accessible. And sometimes just keeping your hips propped up in this pose can give yourself more space to fold into the pose, while keeping your hips nice and grounded and supported. Deepening your breath wherever you are. Taking one more on this side. And then inhale, bring it all the way up through the center, walking your hands back. Taking the hands behind you, and you're going to try and interlace the fingers. So to do so, you can first either grab hold of opposite wrists if that is more accessible for you. Second variation, holding onto your elbows. Third variation, bringing the hands together, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back, whichever variation you have taken, and then extending the arms out, opening your chest, opening your shoulders, your pecs, gazing up to the ceiling slightly. Opening up your heart. And then bringing yourself back. And we're going to slowly come forward onto our hands and knees, finding a tabletop position. If you have sensitive knees, you can double up your mat, or you can grab a hold of your blanket on a thinner setting, obviously, and take that underneath your knees. From here, neutralizing our spine, finding the knees under the hips and the wrists under your shoulders. Taking some cat-cow movements as we inhale, arch the back by curling the tailbone up to the ceiling, drop your navel, guide your heart forwards and the gaze. Exhale, rounding your back, tucking your tailbone under, gazing down to your navel, pressing into your hands to really separate out your shoulder blades, stretch out your upper back. Following with your own breath. Inhale as you arch, exhale as you round. And then taking that neutral spine, start to take your weight into that right knee and extend your left foot out to the side, going as far as feels comfortable and trying to keep your hip stacked over that right knee. And just take a moment here, sinking into your hips. That might feel enough for you on your inner thigh, but if you want to take it further, you can slide that foot a little bit more upward, up to become in line with your hands. Still bobbing your weight back slightly as you stretch out your hips. Inhale back through center. Exhale as you sink the hips a little bit. Inhale back through center. Maybe bring it up another notch. Maybe flex the foot if you want to protect your knee. Inhaling as you come through the center. Exhale as you sink the hips back and down. Don't need to go too far here. And then inhale, bring it up through the center, and then switching the legs around, bringing the left knee down and extending your right leg out, starting in line with the hip. Inhale as you neutralize. Exhale, maybe send the weight back a little bit. Inhale as you center. Exhale as you stretch it back. Inhale as you center, maybe switching it up a little bit, bringing the foot a little higher. Exhale as you send the weight back. Inhale, center it off. Exhale, send it back. Feel that length on your inner thigh. And then bringing it, last one if you want, all the way in line with the hands. And then exhale, send it back, stretching out your thighs. Inhale, rock it forwards. Exhale, send it back. Feeling all that length going down into your thigh muscle, your groin, your hip flexor. And then inhale, come through the center. Bring in your right knee back, curling your toes under, inhale in there. As you exhale, press into your hands and lift the hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Finding ourselves for a moment or two here, just stretching out the legs, pedal the legs out if you need. Beautiful. Taking one more breath here. And then from here, shifting our weight forwards, our gaze forwards, and step the feet to the front of our mat. For more access, you can go to the middle of your mat, that's fine. Shift the weight and the feet about hip distance apart. Inhale in there to lengthen out your spine, hold on to the shins if you need. Exhale, forward fold, draw the belly button in and lean forwards. Either dangling the arms out if they don't quite reach the floor, or holding onto opposite elbows, wrists, and finding a ragdoll position here. Disengaging your shoulders, let your neck soften. Taking one more breath here. And then inhale very slowly, roll ourselves up into that stand. Finding that neutral Tadasana mountain pose. So staying with the feet hip distance if that feels more accessible for you. Otherwise, if you want to go a little bit closer, a little bit tight, a bit more advanced with your feet and your balance, you can work your feet a little closer together. Starting with some salutations, warming our body up as we inhale, sweep the arms up over the head, palms face or touch. As we exhale, forward fold over your legs, soften your knees if you need to here. Inhale, find your flat back and hold on to your shins. Exhale, plant the hands down and step back into a plank. Staying on the toes or modify by bringing the knees down. Inhale in there. Exhale, elbows bend as we lower our chest down to the ground. Rolling the shoulders back, releasing our toes. Inhale, little lift, baby cobra. Exhale, curl the toes under. Little push up into that downward facing dog. Resting here 5 breaths, gazing back towards your toes. Allowing ourselves that breather. Taking one more breath here. And then shifting your gaze forwards and step the feet to the front of your mat. Inhale to find your flat back and lift up. Exhale to forward fold, dangle it down if you need to. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Arms come over the head. Exhale, hands come down. Moving into Surya Namaskar, be starting a similar way, adding in some warriors. So I'll show you how to modify if you need it. We'll bring the feet a little closer, squeezing our thighs, our quads will sit back into our heels, starting small, going a little deeper if you can. And then inhale, sweep the arms up over the head into that chair pose. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale into your flat back, holding the floor if you can. Exhale, plant the hands down and step back, finding plank. Staying on the toes if you have that space. Inhale in there. Exhale, chaturanga. Modify, take the knees down if you need. Inhale in cobra, lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Sending the hips back and up, holding here for one breath. And then let's take that right foot forwards. First variation, you're just going to bring the foot behind the wrist of the right hand. Full variation, foot comes between the hands. Then spin your left heel down and inhale, walk up the leg if you need it. We'll lift ourselves up, standing tall through our torso, bending into that front knee, straighten that back leg, spinning our hips square to the front of the room. And then as we exhale, send your hands down, step back into your plank. Inhale in there. Exhale, chaturanga, modify if you need. Inhale in cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here. And then other side. Left foot comes forwards, behind the wrist or between the hands. Send your right heel down and inhale. Take it up, warrior one. Taking a breath or two here. Just get used to your alignment. Sinking into those hips. Warming all these vital pigeon pose muscles up. And then exhale, sending your hands down and step back, find a plank position there. Inhaling wherever you are. Exhale, chaturanga, send it down. Inhaling cobra, lift it up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here, 5 whole breaths. Just taking some breaths here. Allow it to calm down, slow down a bit. Our salutations are designed in a way to challenge us. So your breath may start feeling a little bit more quickened, which is fine as long as you still have that control. And then shifting your gaze forwards and step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, finding your flat back and lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit back into your heels and lift up, chair pose. Exhale, bring it all the way down. Hands come to a rest. Take a moment there, shake out your wrists, your legs. If you've got water, you can grab it. We're going to start transitioning into Surya Namaskar C, including some lunges now. So when we have lunges, we're going to be placing one knee down onto the floor. So this is a good time to check whether you need some support underneath. If you do already know you have sensitive knees, then now's your time just to grab that blanket or whatever you've got at home, fold it up a little bit and keep it close by so you can grab it when you need it for underneath your knees. We'll start at the top of our mat. Start in hip distance, feet closer together, it's up to you. And then from here, similar to the first one, we'll inhale, just sweep the arms up over the head. Exhale, forward fold, send it down. Inhale to find your flat back and lift up. And then exhale, we're going to send the right foot back, keeping the left foot forwards. Grab your blanket if you need to as we lower our right knee down, finding ourselves in a low lunge here. So the hands can just come on the floor. You can bring your knee into the armpit slightly if you need that extra space for your chest. Taking one breath here, sinking into that low lunge, sinking your hips down, adjusting as and when you need, wiggling your hips side to side, start to just work out where your space is. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to step back into that hands and knees plank if you want, or full plank. Inhale there. Exhale, chaturanga as we send the chest down. Inhale, cobra, lift it up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Giving ourselves a breather here. And then this time, let's inhale and sweep the right leg up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. And then bend your knee and open your hip, sending the foot over towards that left side. Working on a little hip stretch, feeling that stretch going all the way down into your right side body. Take one more breath here. And then slowly square your hips off and bring your foot forwards. Ready for a lunge on this side. So lowering down onto that left knee if you need it. You can keep the blanket here for this whole flow. You don't have to keep moving it. And again, you can sink the hips down. But this time, if you want to go a little bit further, you can bring your hands up onto your thigh, sinking your hips as low as they'll go while keeping your inner thighs engaged and switched on. And then if you want, inhale, take the arms up over your head. Full Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Taking one or two more breaths here. You have this. Strengthen your lower body. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand down onto the floor and just tiptoe our right foot out slightly. Start just by bringing the right hand to the inside of your foot into this lizard pose now, working into our hips a little bit differently now. Feeling more of an external rotation. And then bringing that right hand behind your head and then inhale, open up to the side into a little twist. And then as we exhale, we're going to try and bring the elbow down to your ankle, your heel. And then inhale, send it up. And then exhale, try and slide that elbow down, working into your hip. Inhale, send it back up. Last one. Exhale, take it down. And then from here, inhale, bring it up. And then open your arm out into a full twist. Beautiful. Taking one more breath here. And then from here, we're going to bring both hands back down onto the ground. We're going to tuck the left toes under and slowly lift into that high lunge. Lifting your knees, sinking your hips still. Inhale in there. And then spin onto the left heel. And then sinking your hips back a little bit as we start to walk our hands into the center space. Working on a side lunge now. So you can stay quite high here if that's where you're at. Otherwise, you can start to play around with your foot position and sink your hips all the way down into full Skandasana, coming onto that left heel, keeping your chest nice and open. Taking one more breath in this side lunge. And then bringing your hands through the middle. We're going to straighten both legs and square off the feet parallel. Inhale, finding a wide leg forward fold here. We'll square off into a half lift. As we exhale, we will forward fold, working into those thighs. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. And exhale it out completely. And then bringing your left hand under your face. Bend the knees if you need it here. We'll inhale and open the right arm out to the side. Little twist. Exhale, take the right hand down. And then inhale, open up the left arm to the side. Exhale, take it down. Inhale in there to flatten your back. And exhale, walk your hands over to your right leg and forward fold there, working your head down toward your knee, your shin. And then from here, squaring our hips, pointing our toes to the front of the mat, we're going to step the left foot forwards to meet the right. Inhale there, find a flat back and lift up. Exhale, forward fold completely. Then inhale, take it all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. Now we're going to go exactly the same other side, so we know what to expect now. Let's inhale first, take it all the way up. And exhale, forward fold completely. Inhale, find your flat back and lift up. And then exhale, keeping the left foot forwards this time. We're going to step the right foot back into that low lunge. Inhale in there. And exhale, sink in the hips. Stay in there. I just realized I went the wrong way. I'm so sorry. Inhale, exhale there. And then inhale, bringing yourself all the way up. And then exhale, step your left toes back, keeping the right foot forwards. Sending your left knee down into that low lunge. And just keep with the hands on the floor for now. Tuck that elbow and the knee into your armpit if you need it. You can have blocks under your hands if you need that space. Take one more breath. If you have wrist issues, make a fist. And then from here, stepping ourselves back into that table, that knee plank or full plank. Inhale in there. Exhale, chaturanga, send it down. Inhaling cobra, lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send it down. And back. Giving yourself a breather here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And this time inhale, sweep the left leg all the way up. And then exhale, bend the knee and maybe open the hip. A little external rotation there. Feeling that stretch going into your side body. Taking one more breath here. And then shifting your hips square. And we'll slowly bring that left foot forwards. Lower down onto the right hip, the right knee. Staying with hands or fists on the floor if you need. Sinking your hips down, just warming ourselves up. Getting our hips, working out where they are. And then this time, if you want to bring the hand down just above the knee, you can. Or take the arms all the way up for Anjaneyasana. Taking the hips nice and square. Squeezing your inner thighs towards each other. Taking one deep breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to take that right hand down and just tiptoe the left foot out to the side slightly. Beautiful. Sinking ourselves down into that lizard pose by replacing the left hand to the inside of our left foot. Just sinking the hips wherever they feel good. And then bringing all that weight into that right hand, we'll bring the left hand behind our head. And then inhale, sweep it up and open. And then exhale, take the elbow down towards the heel. Sinking down as you go. Inhale, take it up 2 more times. Exhale to sink it down. Inhale to bring it up. Last time as we exhale, take it back. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Maybe open it into a full twist, extending the arm long. And then exhale, taking your hand down inside of the foot. Coming into that high lunge by curling the right toes under. And then inhale, lifting your knee. High lizard, high lunge variation here. Taking one more breath. And then spinning your right heel down and working your hands to the center. Inhale in there into your side lunge as you maybe exhale, bend into that left knee, sink your hips as far as they feel comfortable, maybe coming all the way into your Skandasana. Working nice and slow here. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths here. You have this. And then inhale, start to straighten both legs, push up into that wide leg forward fold stance. Now I'm going to come and face you guys at this point. Hopefully I don't mix up my sides. And then inhale in here, find your flat back. Exhale as we forward fold down into that space. Feeling your thighs stretching out here, your calf muscles. Dangle the arms out if you can't get really far. And then bring in the right hand down in front of the face. Inhale, sweep up, finding a twist here. Exhale, take the hand down. Inhale, bring it up, left side. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, find your flat back there. And then exhale, going over your left leg. Little forward fold there, working your head down towards your shin. Going as far as you need. Don't have to go really far. This might be enough. You might be all the way up here. That's absolutely fine. Just go with your body and where your space is. And then wherever you are, you're going to bring your left toes pointing forwards and then stepping your right foot to the front of the mat. So you'll be over here again at the front. Inhale, find your flat back and lift up. Exhale, forward fold, over you go. Inhale, take it all the way up. Exhale, hands come down. Beautiful. Last vinyasa, working our way down to the floor now for our peak pose, our pigeon. So grab that blanket. If you need to make it into a sausage to prop your hips on, then do so. Get all that done before we start moving. And then starting, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into your flat back and lift up. Exhale, plant your hands down and step back, finding a plank. Inhale in there. Exhale, chaturanga, send it down. Inhale, cobra, lift it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Starting here. And then from here, we're going to bring the right knee towards the right elbow and then cross the heel underneath us, the shin, and then lower down onto your left knee and shuffle your left knee back, finding that right shin on the floor, squaring ourselves off. First variation of pigeon, we're going to keep that heel nice and close in towards our left hip. That might be enough of a stretch for you, just staying here with the hands on the floor. You may grab a hold of your blanket and prop your hips up on there, sliding it underneath your pelvis. Taking a breath or two here, maybe just walking the hands back. And then maybe melting yourself forwards into that full pigeon. So relaxed, sleeping pigeon. You can prop yourself up on the elbows, that's okay. You can stay on hands if that's enough. If you have the space to completely let yourself go, walking the hands forwards and bringing the forehead down. Feeling that deep stretch going into your outer hip on the right side. Maybe feeling it going down into your right quad. This pigeon pose is going to be part of our cool down. It's a nice restorative pose just to help reset our nervous system. So we'll be here just for a few more breaths. And from here, wherever you are, we're going to inhale and very slowly walk our hands back to support ourselves. And then bringing that left leg forwards. We're going to sit ourselves up on that blanket if you need it. And we're going to bring that right shin in front. This is our first variation of a double pigeon. If you have the space though, you're going to bring your left heel just on top of that right knee, sinking it down into that double pigeon here. Inhaling wherever you are, and then exhale, leaning forwards, finding that forward fold. It's a challenging pose. We'll be here for 4 more breaths. You've got this. You can just take the easy cross leg if you need. Taking that time, you've got it. Taking 1 more breath. Exhale, let it go. Relax that glute, your left hip. And then inhale, bring it all the way back up into the center. We're going to step ourselves back to that plank. So however you kind of get there. Inhale, and then exhale, find your downward dog. Beautiful. This time taking the left foot forward. So we'll bring the left foot under the body, crossing the shin down. And you want to keep that shin roughly parallel with the front of the mat. Now that's the max. So if you can't quite get there, keep the heel nice and close in towards that right hip. And then from here, let's inhale. Just get comfortable, wiggle your hips down. And if you don't need the blanket, you can take it out. And just let gravity help you out here. Getting yourself comfy. Alignment cues, you want to roughly have your left knee in line with your left hand. And slight external rotation there. And then your shin will be any angle up to parallel with the front of the mat. You don't want to go further than that. Inhaling wherever you are, softening your glute. And then if you feel you got the space here to exhale and come down to forearms, then you can. Maybe lowering your torso, full head down completely. Resting here for a few breaths. Taking 1 or 2 more. This is part of our cool down. We're going to settle everything down now. Feeling all that stretch in your outer glute, down into your thigh. Let it expand with each inhale. Let it go and release with each exhale. And then inhale very slowly, bringing it all the way back into the center. And then setting down onto that left hip. Working our way either into a cross leg with the right shin in front this time. Or a double pigeon, if you've got it, where you bring the right foot over onto your left knee. Working the feet in line with your knees, both sides. Inhale wherever you are. And then exhale, forward fold. Finding that double pigeon now, feeling it on the right hip even more intensely. Breathing through it. We'll take 3 more here. And then from here, let's inhale and very slowly bring it all the way back into that center. And then unravel your legs. And we're very slowly going to roll down onto our backs. Taking ourselves down nice and steady. When you get there, take your knees into your chest and give yourself that full body hug. Massaging out your lower back if you need it. Creating little circles with the knees. Getting any knots and tight spots in your back. And then bringing that right foot down onto the ground. We'll inhale, extend the left arm out to the side. And as we exhale, we're going to roll down onto that right hip. Let the left knee follow. Let the left foot just be rested on the right leg. Giving ourselves that breather just to twist it all out completely. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths here. Let all that heat just escape our body. And then inhale, sweep it all the way back into the center. Bring that right knee back into your chest. Inhale in there. And then exhale, taking the left foot down, opening up your right arm. Inhale, and then exhale, take it over. Finding yourself in that supine twist on the opposite side now. Not worrying about depth and how far you get. Just zoning into the feeling that you get of twisting everything out. Twisting away all that tension, that tightness. Just let it go. And then on your next inhale, bring it all the way back into that center. And then bringing your feet down about hip distance apart. Hands come out to the side, palms on the floor. Inhale in there. Just reset your lower back. And then as we exhale, press into your feet, into your arms, your shoulders, and lift the hips up, bridge pose. Inhaling there, filling your belly completely. Then as you exhale, very slowly lowering down 1 vertebrae at a time. Get rid of any tension, pockets in your spine. And then if you have lower back sensitivity, just staying there with your feet on the ground and just angle your heels out to the side. Knees can come in. And then if you feel good with your legs, your hips, you can just let your legs slide out nice and long, a little bit wider than hip distance. Bringing your shoulder blades under slightly. Let your spine return back to its natural, comfortable rhythm. Resting here for your Shavasana. Arms come out to the side with the palms face upwards. Taking a deep breath into your belly here, into your chest, your shoulders. Exhale it out completely, let it go. Feeling as our legs disengage all our muscles, letting them get heavy, letting them soften into the ground. Feeling the gentle rise and fall of our breath. And then feeling as our upper body disengages, softens. All the muscles in our shoulders, our arms, our wrists and just letting them go. Bringing all our awareness into our breath, the sound of our breath, the comforting sense of it. As it softens back into a natural and a more comfortable rhythm. Giving ourselves this time and this space to let everything go. Letting go of any sense of effort. Letting go of any sense of tightness and tension you may still hold in your body. Feeling it comfortable and supported by the floor. So you can just let everything go. And then from here, start to wiggle your fingers. Take a deep breath into your belly, your chest. Exhale it out completely. Wiggling your toes, bending your elbows, and maybe rolling out your wrists. Extending the arms long over your head and give yourself a full body stretch. And then bending your knees, planting the foot. And then slowly giving yourself that full body hug as you draw the knees into your chest. And then rolling over onto your right side, finding a fetal position. Taking a breath or two there. And when you're ready, using a helping hand and slowly working your way up into that comfortable seat. Bringing the hands down onto your lap or your knees. And just taking a moment here. And then bringing your hands into your heart center. Giving yourself a thank you for all the work you've put your body through. We'll inhale. And exhale, bow your head down to your heart. And just whispering namaste to yourself. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you feel really good. You're all home and comfortable, and you can just go settle whatever you're doing next. And yeah, I'll be back here, more classes next time you want to practice. I'll see you later.